I'm watching Amawo Akwaba, Ahaye Adom TV, Oti Enka Radio Soa, Asempa 94.7 FM Suni. And then June Bosomini that Tosso and 9, June 4th. It rings a bell, right? Yeah. And run June 3rd. Kai pa Atorencha Moa Eto Omei, June 3rd. Nia Khan said never again. And then so see June 4th, Majidi said in our political history, no, Ejina Homa Niema Bebri. Now, Chujuma the Penso, so Yasim Kunya. Yede Ebrel live on your TV and of course online and of course on radio. Media the Chief Jerry Force and Kaya Hon, Nenford Media Yedi Free 355 Farnofa Street, Kokomlimli, and Edit Media Yede Ebrel Mama joining on Facebook also ye Checho Bibia, Mobibia, Achen Mobibia Akwaba, a quiet from Koso. Now Chujumedi and Ansemwa Edia Kotene, Ewa now Chimuni Nano, Yajibre, don't shrim yenu, na Afei. Ye bobo ho na ye hupomano ni sibre midin the Chief Jerry Force and obetimi afremi CJ on behalf of my production team Ura AC Ohenedano Welbeck Kofi Ampedu Akwesinsia Dache Hene Nana ya Wasante Presla the technical production team omo ejina yechia ye de dwumadi ye de bro ye da se na wotwi asemba ko a edi akotene pa ye beka ya former general secretary of the NPP Ora Kwajo Owusu Afriye adodo no ayefre no Sir John wo free mu enche dia ni wuachi na ne will abetodwa in fact me kai pa about 22nd of March and 22nd of May kafra 22nd of May na ekwasiada na ne will no efa bi ebeto abonten a na ensase a wo ewo Achimota Forest Reserve ebi nso ana wo no Ramsar site ewo Sakumono sika ahodo a eda account ahodo mu ni nyina no ebeto dwa asem beto dwa no yensem trefo de yigina finfin enti atwetwe ho nkoma won ye bia obia ejina enkenkane amanyofo na wotwe mu owura kisi ajaben a oye special prosecutor e de kata beto abonten se ohwese ne ansem no ekono a owura Sir John wawudie enso na japade ahodo nyina no wode ne nsa atoso ensase adan bank accounts ahodo wode ne nsa atoso anapei ye pese ye gibre pa na fei yetie mu nia emra no eka ye ne mranimfo ebetwetwe nkomo ye de kan bisa den pa na ma OSP wanya interest e wo Sir John ne nsemsemi ebu den pa na ma no enya interest e wo Sir John na japade yi emu na fei ye bisa ebesi Sir John nko a ananso so abayadwumayefo politicians obia no special prosecutor eba betu sa na mo no na fe wahwehwe obia japadiem enkonkoye se na kirasem ananso so wawu no na fe ya be freeze na japade ahodo ye wo asset declaration emra wo ho ye de sa emra no ye de eye adwuma ananso so etisen anapay ye ne animdifo ebetwetwe ho enkomo na fe ye bisampo se aso wo mo asa japade akwakodi wo mo ensem no senia krata no ana special prosecutor wo kire no eso mba be kirem kwan ya Sir John wo fa so enya asansase no ebie sa bank account no na sebe mi ameti hei se mi wo fa free mu na se wagya mi asase ana wagya mi sika mesi dia be kirem se mi wo fa no aha no onya sika no free ana kwan ya wo fa so eto asase no eno no all these are questions I ebisa na fe yenya ano emuaye na aboa wo so a wo hwe na wutie yen enu ye nkomo a edi kan etoso mienu nana adodan kwa kufuado won ma metra akonya nso kra na o se won nyankopon ekwa apam se ye to ababa no obedi o mampani a wo besi National Cathedral na se asoridan kese a agidifo me kire ekristofo nyina ebetimi akwakohie mu ho na wo mo akwakosom nyankopon ye tietie mu no ano na ebo the total amount $200 million $200 million na sikano wo mo kire se ebi be free aban ho ebi nso be free asore ho na ebi nso so afri ankra ho na adwuma no akoso since 2018 that they afa bofem adan ese adwiragu ma asase ne da ho adwuma no ekoso because sania o mampani kire mu no 6th March 2024 6th March 2024 NSSS asori dan kese ye pa hontoma ma fei ekristofo etimiko na omkosom bom ye se adwuma no ase nkontabu papa bia anhye da mai na wotwe krata date was no 31st March 2022 every finance ministry give you authority say yentua 25 million Ghana cedis as seed money na enko cathedral no ni sie no emu 25 million Ghana cedis and no dollar in dollar terms we are looking at 3.25 million US dollars and yede akoshe sa adan cathedral no emu anapa ye bisa sa sika 25 million no efrihin fa pote na sa enkomoi ana enra yene deputy finance minister Dr. John Kuma atwetwe ho nkomo ebisa ne nsem a me bise ya sika no efrihin ehun kontabo atisen enra bedwam djubedie so honorable finance minister eni minua amahene kwabna sante atwetwe nkomo yankoni enkote san nkomo twetwe ne ye ba ya to aso
the cartel bia beto abonti echesa abaye support to eye dan kase esiama Kristo abusua no nti ehun asem na ko era John Kuma march apom ti say
mejo so metia no adwuma pa ne afia no momo na yeso das adwuma pa from kwa Dr. John Kuma osu didi boa Ghana quickly ye pese ehun se krata bia beto abonti a efri maso ye ho declare support for the National Cathedral on some sanity. Sanity.
My intrimu kakra na emo e rem kakra.
You me that say intrimu one say aban e dey say me so say e be see National Cathedral e dey my na 2018 budget no aban this year and even this year 2022 budget. Quite have a first one, you be National Cathedral. And I say, or mine, and sorry, and crankra, you be state partnership. That was the word I used to hear. Partnership. Say, be Campbell. Na yet to me, I see, sorry, that I'm or mine. You can see a member secretariat, they are saying. Everyone, so that and they can't be provide the seed money. Now, this year, Crampodia, you can send in $200 million. Yes, and the USSD code between James star 79 stars. The refugee code, the amount for person more contribute to church, the number to me, at your more contribution.
Yeah.
And the letter now, is part of the seed money. Aban share but say or the Beboa Massa Cathedral na yesi no kakoso. Well, there's nothing unusual. It's just part of the normal expenditures of government I have budgeted for the year.
Well, minim de omanaka say be unusual. The be say say nano da ye Ghana sikasa mfuto area ken ofrata kujida mrashi bedwem. A o ka say yi bi mwa sa cathedral nkomo no. Sa yi bi no na bedu sam pempenso wi ana.
And non sonko and you be born first of all, it can be a idea where be actually buying the man for there because the ownership of the project a Ghana they are 100%. Now say I buying two options that are buying a baby sikadia and now only a man for Becambo, man crack Becambo marry this canoe. Whichever way it is, Manina say your mind there. So for the different crank or cramp, Punas out the Bayas or Dana. Why am I mining?
Esusie bi ni say diamond yi kakaba esusie bi ni say ebre wumi ene cathedral si ene asetena mu nsem ba ko mienu bi no esusie ni bi ni say ade na aban home so kakra na sika so no si ne ko ntimi fa enya ade fufuro bi ma o mining mu ni padodo na ntimi nya ho mfa so
yo cathedral no so ya de kase mo mining ni padodo pa enti edin kan enye sika ye to sika okay revenue projections I see we are high 15 years sika ni kabia ya bo ya sabe kama na sabe your manager padie e o muta mo chere o mine na so yakoso yi kwan yakoso si school adan yakoso si hospital they want to buy ye bia it's not a budget there are different budgetary line item for different things and the fact that ye kotua kakra for cathedral ning say hintia a car BIA, other school fee or health insurance. So any revenue and any expenditure commitment of government to be due, we are going to pay. And the mutually exclusive said the fact says when you start a cardiac question, national cathedral, would be in other areas, you are not going to pay. But this is also a very important priority for government. I must say, who here to one or more.
Well, the Okano, son, it's here, but it do maybe a dependent with you say, where your ministry, Bibia, the Sika 7 into Chiene Sika, a J. Copier for by the ministry because the Sika 7 home aqua trade, a credit, a crana, a wono, ever see a boho by ye, nay whom mea a here or minor, near to me, Eddie Kosha was in the bear. You know, a honama aqua Bibia or Sika, a bit many Sika say, Eddie to an among say there. Ebi because na when we into aka na when we into omuka na we mai say into omuka san tiase na be na what much mu yi
amine edin kind no menim bibi o say ya into aye sa issues no more can in the course of the year no on say o budget for the year releases no back as and when it's due agency bia na ministry bia na department enche bia be committee budget review Obia ye man the budget bia no you release ni nyina krampa ye release bia ma enti aye kakra and the way Ghana isika sem antutu ye tie no every bia no eka ewa abanani because we kan eye anamuntu no ansa na kota ne so a abanya kotua enti no bia ba bedeka there won't be any point in time abanya tua ne kan sana umine sika something say and you know exactly what the problem is ye so can a buying commitment won't say betia sika way at this point in time ina say I and so the medical can and yesika we free had ya kwhye ha esika what try to say and also can we just say I want to betia and you know utia won say but ina ne private say the market say NDC for Euro could the tonuma or more raise this issue or more bemono. No more priority a judgment debt. Omutia we on 51 million cities. Sabrina Hospital, a health insurance comes so we year for the capitation grant number. I said the capitation. Ama Oko Hospital and not a Sunday cash and carry near the Mutia water billionaires. Judgment debt became a business for them in their business and on a more priority. By end there. They say your priority is said, and your my yina, your business is national cathedral, so they are I'm a be a Japadia hold of my one and also a become because it's an asset to the state, you know, and yes, a car will to go. A car after a while, a better be for so they are more minor. That's a promote to religious tourism in our country.
All right.
Now, I think the problem I've been wanting to say, no man penny na koshe anymore. Na me o mampani ba makura so Sankore na say so bro ye campaign was me ba Messi school dan mamo me ba me mo kwan mamo me ba Messi hospital na Messi asori dan mamo no be your mampani a enye ne botom sika no de be say adwuma no e your mine sika e no de be no ye so a onye mfa oye e de si ho de amman ni nyina there's nothing wrong say e de your mine sika e be ye o mampani ani so ade.
Okay. Me na wase I think say brother beba wabubuano na afi ye de kono after so that's it. Okay. On the chat bia beto abonti e chese abaya support to dan kase esiama Christo.
Well, enti enkoma ye ne Deputy Finance Minister Honorable Dr. John Kuma atwetwen enra e wo bidwam menua oman na kwabna santene ne twetwen ani reasons are omo esusu say enti ehuhia says kano ye de kokoshe the National Cathedral no mu na ote so de nchemu eba no na opani ba kwaba ahoma no so badansa na no mewo minua Paul Griff Boache Dankwa or a member of the NPP National Communication Team ewa and a government spokesperson on governance. Okay. Ora Boache Dankwa akwaba
yo minua be ma michiao signed in chia ma wahwefo no pay.
Bibia bokode
oba dia daruma me say me bomodin din chiama Jennifer Oforiwa Queen Deputy Communications Director for NPP and then the birthday.
Oh, okay.
We did 40.
Oh, okay.
Inti yenya yebono abaso aka kyerɛ sɛ nyame hyira no na nyame ma no nkwa na onko so nye dwuma pa na ɔyɛ ma political party.
I mean. But all this, seed money, buy 25 million. I said the hue and cry. You communicate for the government. Who is saying?
Many abema, I say your day in communi be a situating a year.
Okay.
Say Oshe National Cathedral, Ghana, pese yesino. Go beyond just the worship. Anko for beko akwako sum ewum. Onim wiase afanenya even in Germany, cathedral be one of my friend Cologne. Afibia no omunya to me raise close to about 5.5 billion euros in terms of sika omunya. And about 6.5 million visitors omoba ebe sa cathedral no. Economic benefit ibenya from the cathedral na Ghana yesi no. It outweighs more than say yebeko ni akwakosom ewo honom. Now even with the whole architecture of the cathedral na yesi no. Enye osompe ene yepese yede ye. Ye wo baby yepese yede ye museum. Ye wo bookshop honom. Inema bebre a yede ye nti enye just a place of worship. Nti see a situating communi ye pa ma Ghana fo hu wo hwe even in Israel nkofo bebre a omo pilgrimage ewo Israel. I mean even omo ko Mecca ni niema no omo ko as a result of tourism. Omo ko hwe basilica ne synagogues na ye wo honom. Me mako Israel mako tra Israel kra be ye efie miensada. I call Capernaum, who Peter, synagogue, na Yesu Christo, I mean, all of these things, economic development, infrastructure, but the argument really, say, Ivory Coast, Basilica, say it's not contributed much. No, Ivory Coast, Basilica, and yet a holistic cathedral. To me, looking into the other benefits, Ocean Ivory Coast then is just a place of worship. But yeah, the ebe contributed significantly to the economy of the country. Other benefits. Museum, or major events and activities. A key ingredient. Inti elevate argument ne kakra ne kase bia aban kase or or the sika to honum esi sorry dying. No. Buying making sure say the future of Omaino is situated very well economically. Sika yebenya tourist attraction yebenya se nko focus on ba Africa. Ebi on ba mka se me ba Africa, me ba behwe cathedral na yesi wo Ghana no. Na se bi papa kra betumi aba wo wiase a Ghana so etumi esi cathedral a sesi ano lifting up the image of the continent. Let's look at it in that perspective with the economic sika yebenya and the tourist attraction yebenya.
Okay. So you can't museum and museum nyadi Ghana ha ye ni bi wa ha. Ye museum wa ha. Na wo wa ha kra no what has been the investment? Then sika say na ban de ahyemu. And then of course, you see 5,000 seater cathedral. Yeah, well, auditoriums for Ghana Hankra a city 14,000, like the Perez Domes and the other auditoriums. I mean, if we are placing our priorities right, this money should be channeled somewhere else. And these are the arguments people are raising. Say this is okay. First, nearly can you really adan na wo nyina judge for adan you really nyina gu. And suddenly this our project so I don't know.
Minya send America no Perez Dome. Any even action, any some Kwanchankra, sorry, I will see just not far away from here. No, all of that, any national figure. The National Cathedral, no, yes, national figure cathedral, yes, no, babe place all the developmental infrastructure work buying person, in proper perspective. Send no, dome say war or mining money any national character no. Inti esi situating ye other events na war in the cathedral no ain't just a place of worship. Send your kind of museums bebre wo Ghana no. Yes, clearly. Your museums, your other tourist attraction. But we need more. No ebema ye that national figure. Send America no even oko Europe. A lot of Europe in kofo bebre omo take pilgrimage and omo take visit. Ebi omo ko Rome, omo ko Basilica ne temples, it is one of the most centrifugal figures. I see you no ma e makronu etumi gina ho yie pa. Na so ba Ghana na ba kra. E see etumi hu bibia representing a year because clearly, even with the national census, clearly, you to me identify you as a religious country, even though even in the constitution, you say a secular state. You to me identify who year pass Ghana is a religious country, close to about 95% of the entire population of this country. You're religious, so you're Kramoni, and also you're Christoni, and also you're Aladurani, and also you're traditional worshiper. Clearly, all of us, you appreciate the supreme being over us. Inti weno bibia represent your culture, represent your identity, and it goes beyond the worship. Sika benya as a result of tourists on beba inema beba chrome hanum no ye situate yakra with all the infrastructural works in ebebuano. It's no hwani nyana ye after ewa hanum ye national cathedral ewa hanum all of those other big infrastructure in airport city, all those infrastructure is coming to play to make sure that Ghana becomes the one-stop shop and the one-stop country for the continent of Africa.
Okay, right. This one is from Imani Ghana. Finance Ministry is the most fiscally reckless institution in the country. Imani for no more can say. Now let me take a read. The Finance Ministry has been ranked by Imani Ghana as the most financially reckless ministry. That is according to the latest Fiscal Recklessness Index launched by Imani Ghana on Tuesday. Officials of the policy think tank explained that the ministry has recorded more than 11 billion cedis in losses to the state. The losses were based on irregularities tracked in the Auditor General's report between 2015 and 2020. And it goes on. Speaking at the forum in Accra today, research consultants for Imani Ghana, Dennis Asari, said, over the 6-year period, the Ministry of Finance consistently appeared as the most reckless in the institution. One major reason is that when we say Ministry of Finance, it is not Ministry of Finance headquarters. When we say Ministry of Finance, in the Auditor General's report, it includes subsidiary agencies like GRA, because the Ministry of Finance, beyond its role as a sector ministry, is also central management entity. Now, in this austerity, in these times, Sabreya, Niememu Ayedin, Progressive, Sabreya, Yeka, and then Yebeye Esukodo, there's a documentary on our poultry industry. A car, send us a poultry industry, silos, there are people who still sit on blocks, children, and Kora Wamo Etne Diase Eco School. You won't borehole in Supapa Wombenyanum Krano, Womunyabinum. Near Kukuru, over $3 million, which is about 25 million Ghana cedis. Say the Kwakusia sorry die. Is this relevant?
Let me say,
no, but I want you to respond to Imani.
Oh, you see, Imani, Franklin Kujo.
Yes.
Unim. Say, Obi a researcher. So, especially for me, I'm a academic, I say, me o research in me who ye. I've not read the document. Me who sample size or you see ye. Me who ni parameters, me who responses, Inti, Nyameti can say, civil society organizations, ye hear omo ewo or minimum. And so be a research. Na say or the insane pieba. I see in yabo train ship. Mebo modern na making kind research even before me discredit no. What you say? Me person me discredit research without am yankasa minya adaje enhwehwemu. But to say the Ministry of Finance has been reckless. I think say Krom Hanum no, we should be careful. In Komodiebi Ayedi. This is a state institution. This is a ministry. The more ye defaming and discrediting our own institutions in the country. Me, I don't subscribe to such. You able to me have your own concerns and challenges. But to purport to discredit and disclaim and defame institution in many years of our independence, for me, it's not a place that we should go. I would discredit that statement on that ground to say the Ministry of Finance has been reckless. In fact, to be fair, it is this same Ministry of Finance that salvaged depositors' money and to clean the banking sector and restore confidence into the Ghanaian economy. It is this same Ministry of Finance, in the Eswal John Dramani Mahama government took the country to IMF bailout. It is this same Ministry of Finance that successfully brought the IMF bailout to an end in 2019. It's clearly, you see, I have come through a civil society organizations. I appreciate their support. I appreciate their integrity. And I appreciate the fact that on a consistent basis, they need to be credible and objective in their analysis. But me, to say, a state institution has been reckless with the management of their funds. That is inappropriate.
Okay.
I will have time to deal with the money issue. So me read it through the documents in here. Now me bring it up their sample size and all the arguments they are raising. But on this platform, it is the Ministry of Finance, and all their sector agencies with GRA, all those other agencies underneath, even now, the Ministry of Finance has brought out one of the most innovative policies, controversially, even globally around the world, is the electronic levy. The electronic levy, as we know it, Ghana for and even the opposition party would agree in principle that it is the way SSE Echo. They might disagree in principle with the percentages, but they agree in principle because every time consistently, we hear say we thinking forward. And clearly, in a manner of democratic governance, how is it that globally, the world is becoming digital? How is it that on the digital economy, the infrastructure is growing, the monies that are going within the digital economy has grown from 76 million in 2016 to close to about 500 billion to 900 billion as of 2021? How is it that that economy is growing within that environment? It's for me, Imani Ghana and their liking skill, they should bring it out. Liking skill, you see here, sample size, you see here. But to say that the Ministry of Finance has been reckless, it's inappropriate.
Okay, but
they should record that statement.
So we to look at baby Asikano a free air back office be reporting and it's 25 million a free back. But my other guest, Alex Asafo J, are joining me Alex Asafo J. Lexis. Boko, Isha Kumasi Boko there. Well, and come on, 25 million as seed money for the construction of the National Cathedral. Adrian Bebre and Imani say Finance Ministry reckless. Udrin Hussein, Alex.
Okay, in this year, that's my main for when you're chair a reform and no more muti or Asempa FM. See, you meet him in na me what dream.
Yeah, so a buying commitment. Won't say, but
esan say meeting some justification maybe wa na ode tudwa relative to Imani for research or model abeto abontia na eye me nwanwa pi edikan what's the finance ministry na and Imani Ghana say omo very reckless when it comes to expenditures omo na banking sector clean up omo ye no massive customers be enya no credit they were very reckless in taking that action. Why? Yet Kroma, owura kenofuriata na beka chere say because most of the financial institutions are insolvent. Omo liquidity challenges. Enti senka yitimi nya be 9 billion Ghana cedis near the ma omo a. Omo ebetimi aso masene ama omo stay solvent. Omo liquid. Omo betimi atua adwumayefo omo institutions no muka. Omo betimi so e de customer sika ama omo. Nyesa na obeka 9 billion CJE we here. But this finance minister, instead of getting the 9 billion for these banks, said the bank can survive. No more muye juma wo banks wono ejuma more munanka by this time. And no create me sustaining unemployment challenge I face as a country. No. What did the finance minister do? Okoboro as much as almost 22 billion Ghana cedis. At the baby goo banks. No. Ama ene ameno kase banks na gu. Workers are na ye juma wo munyina tifie. Customers in your biambo as we speak in sa can't nisika. Opa me we are sending video biama or papa pani.
But the motive was to protect depositors' money.
And depositors Alex. Now also protect your money. And almost to say as we speak. How many years on? Ebisu omunsanka omusika. And protection away. One abeka chere say, omo 9 billion. CJTU, omo 9 billion na. Ebe protected depositors. Because the banks will be solvent. The banks will be liquid. Customers ban was omo be you omusika omunsabeka. But you chose 9 billion. They 22 billion. And they collapse banks no. ama besine ebi musi omunsanka omusika me wo video bi I'll just send it to you when I'm done with my submission. Enti nyansa be ne wom de ka so obi o take his decision wey reckless also won't ase obi a CJ ma me fambra from na ahwefo ntimase te said me de wo de make 50 Ghana cedis na makobo pa mako producer ho akobo ne pa say the 200 Ghana cedis na akoji me 50 cedis breme nyansa be ne wo nyansa be ne wo CJ ye tia ye na we wo adwene me wo adwene bi
okay bank okay for no see
so what you say enti say obi babonte be ka say such an institution ye reckless me hu de enti e wo say obi timi abufu say on tiase
Alex Enfan Komoni Mbra National Cathedral no so 25 million Ghana cedis seed money.
Okay enti on the more substantive issue no you see me ra ho ama Ghana me re aho ama
adentia
na owura kenofori atankasa no oye obi a anka the offer even before the vetting yare de yemfansere obi I was saying by this time odwene heaven ko I was saying oma nyamesuro ebura nakomam na sika ye wia ne connection sem ne ade no ogi free na kwan
o ka sika ye wia
me ba why yet kroma president Akufo-Addo told ye nyina ye say National Cathedral project it was a personal pledge to God yes I no catch it who CJ what tears in centroni no Nana Akufo-Addo say Nyankopon bo say or we need power or no political power no or we near obesi dan ma Nyankopon na wo
but
obeji Ghana for your consent
but me ba say me per position me per mampani di na me shebo say me ba asafo agye mesi classroom e de asi wukroma na no ntese me am di bottom sika na me ma be when I make that promise
mama ka asem tro you cannot president no at the whims and caprices entimi decide anything and be spending the taxpayers money enunti na so or ye budgeter or the fat parliament said ye be ya Ghana fo nyina ya na musifo na wo ho no ye be kire ya dwan fa ho which one to approve and which one not to approve and the president needs to me na CJ wo kire no enunti na opese or ye budgeter yes, one family Mrasebedum, and Mrasebedum on a representation of the whole nation. You are aware.
Yes.
And you want a tray address say, Sassika, we are person or don't second yempene and a bepene, and yes, anity. And the president needs to me now, person, and now the man on one needs to me. On to me conquer send and prabo, and the Fagana Fosi can conquer, on to me conquer the personal pledges to God. I will be up at the said the way. The only difference is that or say Nyankopon or share
it because can go from free sika no be
no or share no nimba bi o just kind of
share but so be si school adan
meba
your mind sika no be si your mind sika no be kwan he made promises
meba CJ meba say it is o ko tigare so no ka say tigare boa me na me di president na me di a meba ba be si abosom dan fo framawa e no ka say ye ne or for fail sa pledge no into the Ghana for sika na panka be plen. What is the difference between say Nyankopon boa me na me di president na me di amesi dan amaw ene makote gare ho aka chen say boa me na me di president na me di amesi abosom dan what is the difference?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing and you think it is right say o mampani be ko ne bosom so ana obekọ baabi na ono akọ hye ne bo in a bid to become president of Ghana no obefa me ni usika abra wo hye bo no wa meji adwenkyere.
But in any case unim baabi asika ni free because you
meba go and check office of the president.
Yes.
Actual spendings from January to 9th December, they have actually allocated 32 million Ghana cedis. Before 25, 32 million Ghana cedis for consultancy and interviewing of contractors. I don't know. President, they were not going to use public funds for cathedral. No, you guys should take this government on.
The point is, and your name Dr. John Kuma, or say project no, aban, sorry no, and an individual.
Are you now taking the words of John Kuma, who is deputy finance minister?
It's a discussion. It's a discussion. Yeah, okay, you know, and I'm a day to you. So you also bring your point.
CJ, my point is that at the initial stages, President Akufo-Addo was emphatic say a personal pledge. And Ghana for nyina abotoye say well, so mampani akwose ne bono ono abepe kwan bi so de every sika de akwakosi a emfire. Okay, they were even more emphatic say asase pe and a idea or move contribute towards the building of the National Cathedral. Meboa catchem say meboa. Eti almost that is all mubu the nani him so mubu ye no the assassin National Cathedral Secretariat na every. Now, Mark pointing out at you say the actual spendings from the office of the president from January to 9 December 2021. They actually spent 32 million Ghana cedis. They released that amount to National Cathedral Secretariat. Say omonfanya consultancy on the project and the process of interviewing contractors. And you think it is fair? 32 million Ghana cedis. On top of it,
plus 25.
Plus, yes.
Yeah.
Which plus 25, 57 million. They say almost releasing another 25 million Ghana cedis. Which is 57 million Ghana cedis. A bro, why you Messi kana kodin wa ne chanyum de CMPA Mahamano.
Okay.
What
but the justification for Cathedral Enra, Deputy Finance Minister, say, Moma Penso, you found interest in paying judgment debt. For instance, paying 50 billion to what you may.
I said, do I see the CJ Unti. I was saying, oh, Casa, no catcher and says, Assam, we and Tossum, when you come put uti. Government will buy on to a judgment debt. A bank will buy, check the records on to a judgment debt. Go through the budget 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 budget. Correct on to a judgment debt. You see, these people talk as if we are still we are seeing answer the see. Omo feel so omo ye kwaku ananse. Adwene na eda ni tirim no wo CJ wo hu say bi na utirim. Na nka donkuma beka za asem we a kire. So obu and owo ni die de ma say school na okoye no wakobi. Die wo sua na bi na wo wasua. Unim nyansa te say do no unim nyansa. It's about priorities. There be priorities near the judgment debt no. Maka kire say wo tua bi. Enti priority ba bi o. Na want to a judgment debt, then we can have an argument about where to a judgment debt bebre. Enti sa basis argument on the basis moot flat. A flies in the face of facts na dey anim wa no. Enti wo kura ni kwasa osososo. Sa sem we obeka kire ofin say ye jimijimi ne etikruma ho. Oka say ye wo huru ye nim e de kosoro enye sa. Dokumo onya abotre say young man. Owo emre bebre wo nanim adwuma we nyansa kwantu. Wahwe obeke cancel bebre obese ne ho why yeti kroma school feeding onti kroma na school feeding caterers esu say aban entimi mo musika onti kroma obudi be feeding kola 97 pesos per child just not enu one cedi esu so aban we entimi ntua amene school feeding caterers wa hunyehem kola no mo ye beneficiaries no e wa hunyehem besi na 3 years ni textbooks ay de be man kola aban so oni sika o de be textbooks I'll point something out to you.
Okay.
NAPCO for abandi omuka ontimintua for the first time national service personnel threatening some because strike because of non-payment of the allowances. Meboa kachem say meboa youth in afforestation. Omu nan say omu start some code enu. What is omu threatening say omu ntua omuka the next enu obesa code they won't participate. See the now uti kroma. Enti abem won say sa nsem na dwonko and look health insurance. Almost the service providers can and look. They are shocking. They say, CJ, have you seen this report? In the third session of the 7th Parliament of the 4th Republic, report of the Committee of the Whole.
Okay, where the proposed formula for the disbursement
March 2019
of the National Health Insurance.
And you get to understand why this government is so reckless when it comes to expenditures. Now, on page 10, paragraph 13.17, included in the release of funds, amounting 358.85 million to the Ministry of Health was an amount of 163.66 million paid to nursing trainees as allowances. The committee was displeased about the payment and requested NHIA never to use NHIF for such purposes. Sika meneo yetie twa tie si afankoto National Health Insurance Fund mu na ukwa hospital ukita National Health Insurance card yetimi ahwe no aban wei esi sika ni ho you sue National Health Insurance taxes and the tua nursing trainee allowances. But about we 32 million. Our de bekwa National Cathedral Secretariat say yefanye consultancy any say contract abetre manim near interview no wo amount we otia.
Okay.
Sin utrim. About we 25 million Ghana cedis. Say yefan National Cathedral Secretariat because Nanado I am the personal pledge. Nanado I the personal pledge to God. Et said they were bosoms no the personal pledge. Me no tiwoi Ye nyina ye nim say aban we sika ni ho. Ene me no kese or the sanitation levy or the boiler tax abeto me no so. Yare aba e friend COVID-19 a enya me no ne kofa bae no. Aban we se ne ho akere no. To akofa COVID-19 levy. Yare no wakofa aba me se enya nwa say otena bi
sorry dan no.
Sorry dan na ye tie yi eye priority. Say aban we obi a odwene konkan a time COVID-19 bae na da sorry dem. COVID-19 bae ya na say edo mu wuo na ye do mu to University of Ghana Medical Center. You see me ba wo wi wanwu. Say edo wanwu. Me busa wanwu ana. Carlos Ahim probu nyina ya nye o manto. Health minister ya nyina anto. Say do mama hu nyansa am prioritize the way e be spend Ghana sika.
Alex,
Alex me ba. Anka sorry dan ye we.
Alex, aban say enya sorry dan ya ye kwa akotena mu keke o. Na yakobọ mpa yo. Library, museum, enti e car wo de hyem no kura na ye be si awie no in about the coming years. Ye betimi atesaka ni nyina.
Ba bia ye tin ne ya. COVID-19 wo ho. Yes, monkeypox crab afi na aban no de no ma egu akom say de be ye bi nro man we. Maka tro say yentimi textbooks man kwala. Maka tro say namkofo yentimi ntu omoka. Maka tro say national service personnel yentimi ntu omoka. Service providers, national health insurance yentimi ntu omoka. You think our priority should be to be and they say what he spending millions of Ghana cedis on national cathedral. Sorry that na me busa was say. Say common sense na eludi yet said ye kra. COVID-19 buy. Ye kwada sorry dem one na me busa. Sorry dem ye kwada. Amanfo ehia oxygen na na wose edisi wo mo so no ye koda sorry dem amanfo ehia nose mask any sanitizers e dia bo mo ban ye friends Veronica Bakes na omo dia wohoro mo nsa no ye koda sorry dem ba bia ye tie na abanso woni sika a wo de be kushin OMCs ni BDC said they buy fuel price no stabilization fund no ha obetimi a promise of look even though the wet market price of crude is going rising no Mr. Mumamuntum at the pump. But my difference price differentials I will pay. Said the buyer can be boa me no. Yeah. I buy no so nisika enti ye 2 man na omso atum.
Alex.
But me the man no see for mamina. Hwe. Opeso who how reckless this government is. Go to the 2020 media review budget. Check appendix 4E. I buy we be catch me no. Enye we a tip of the iceberg wo. I buy we catch me no say they spent 598 million on the provision of sanitizers, any tissue. CJ, we are an astute journalist. Who tissue manufacturing company be cost saying? Who be a sanitizer producing company be cost saying? And I buy catch them will be called Jimmy. Or catch them will say, what 598? My last one 30 seconds.
Alex has a for you.
I buy way our appendix 4E 2020 media review budget. Appendix 4E. Catch them say. We're allocating 1.476 billion Ghana cedis. Listen to me, $1 million. 1.476 billion Ghana cedis for consultancy, project design on Agenda 111.
Okay. Alex, me that's it. Progress, my member. Tell me di kan no. In fact, honorable John Kuma chrim, baby a kwanya efa so SC cathedral no. Osisi no be free aban ho. Ebi nso be free asore no ho. And individuals me kai pass aye fundraisings ahodo amanonene ade nyina aye fundraisings in aid of Sa Cathedral, but there's not been any proper account friends saying kontabuo bia to show say okay so far asori no e dey say e na aba yenya say so every individuals ho and yenya say so e dey free aban ho sa sika 25 million ni e hin fa free. Can you help us? Public
Many of them say Oshe National Cathedral now on board. Board chairman here Apostle Professor Pokonyi.
Yes.
On the chair board. Now Chrome Hanom yenim say ya bind there. President Nana Dankwa Kufuor continually why you very accountable. Sikebia Nisabeka so beko akọ Jefia monene and I see be raising internally no. About very very accountable Omagana fo hu senior sika no yedidi hu juma. Even in this country Minyabema say obi pese ohun jumadia ye disika bia ya expenditure Minyabema e kwa imrada ho ya ITI obetumi akọ request no hu senior jumadia ni ye disika no ye even public procurement account kra mo ye meeting ye de nyama ni nya betudwa e mangana for ehun jumadia no sika ye de ye. But to be fair Minyabema say ohwe ye National Cathedral any sika ye contribute here Minyabema elevating the argument in any conversation. I see who near the 2 years pass senior kind of national cathedral no economic development we have born mine. The number of tourists are on born mine even in year of return. Have a close to about 1 million plus people are almost feed diaspora mobile. Now to me who even the infrastructure in car or mining as a result of that. Number 2, cathedrals be St. Paul's Cathedral, Sika, St. Paul's Cathedral, Edeba, Omu Maimu, it's enormous. Even it's estimated, say, even with the Catholic Church, Sikomunya close to about $10 trillion on a regular basis yearly. As a result, I think of 4 aircraft or cathedrals, no more basilicas, CCC all around the world. Say yes, government has a holistic priority. In Nema abai a edoso. But would narrow down conversation like I say accommodate in kofo yentia way buying person could see sorry Diana. You are discrediting the conversation.
Okay, but if it was that important to the MPP, I didn't hear who manifesto him. And you still maintain, or you also maintain say your manpenny personal promise. I will make it.
If you situate it like that now, you are taking the argument away. Right? Me, baby, I'm fee.
Yes.
Me don't me pa. In my house, I have a temple and a chapel. Me see. Until I go there to worship my God. What you say? It's a separate building. It's a boys' quarters, but it's a temple. I go and meet my God and I pray to my God. We have stated, say, you don't forget about the fact that you are president. Now your personal promise. Now, if you raise the argument and you say, President, another dan Kufuado, and also Washenya Mebo into Peso C National Cathedral, you are watering down the approach. The approach is that Ghana, as a country, by extension, even beyond the constitution, because a secular state, by extension, the Ghanaian people have a reverence for a supreme being. Once I establish that fact, so you're Kramoni, so you're Christoni, and that's also Bosom. You have an acknowledgement of a supreme being. In this country, there is not one single infrastructure a combining in our unity and our cause for our Christian agenda or even our Islamic agenda or even our traditional agenda. There is not. Forget about the individual churches I used to know. Okay. It's the Ghanaian country is wanting to where you shed that national character religiously in the nature of the national cathedral.
Okay, Pogge, for transparency's sake, South 25 million, if we coffers being, can you help us?
The national cathedral, your board. There's a national cathedral board.
So if we baby na eba board.
Let's narrate.
Yes.
The national cathedral, our board. Almost raise funds every time. The almost diaspora. Almost sorry for me who say yeah live launches be all across the country. Senegal contributed significantly. Many abema as a Ghanaian people too. Yes, so you quote takakra ye de beka ho. Any ye de ka ho in that amount of money.
So it's the taxpayers' money.
Many abema it is the Ghanaians people's money.
So it's the taxpayers' money.
Many abema na juma bia ye di o mai mu hanom no. It's a taxpayers' money. There's not a single Jumedia Yediwo Chrome Hanoma. It is not the taxpayers' money. So intina utuatu amini abema utuatu for development. Utuatu send beya when you go around the economic table. Now would koma. Also be to me the baby honum say me Chrome Hanum I have A, B, C, and D. Namini abema yaka say in for person mobile tourism. Ewo Chroma. Uni menia mamore. And ye be pull factors. The National Cathedral no Ghana. Ghana ni SU. National Cathedral it will not be named after Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic. Not at all. National Cathedral in the name of the country. When Jubilee House was it built in the name of President John Ajekum Kufuor? No. It's when in community be one situating here. That's just a rare unim. Even the Bible, the good book says say yamfa monuments be to honoma, a generation will come. They will not know that these people believed in God. And you can ask my dear brother, unless maybe he does not believe in a supreme being. But I'm sure he believes in a supreme being. And he believes, that supreme being, and a woman say in every instance, we should make sure that there is an intrinsic fiber of God in it. To me, I will not sit here to discredit the fact that the National Cathedral is not as important as even paying national service personnel or NAPCO personnel. all these people are into Omokano. The government is going to pay them.
Okay, right. Yemfa National Cathedral Komono. Yemfa Nkunko Hokakana fe Yenko. I need to have this interview.
He started, I came in and
that's how Nkomo like debate
lawyer Adolfo lawyer Adolfo Chichi Nkomo. La ba what menka?
Ni ametu nka.
Ba to bibia boko de. Hello lawyer.
Aha. What me kaza?
Me ba to meto nka ba to bibia boko.
Ozai.
Me ba to bibia boko wo ye.
Boko na suppose mo ye.
Yegusun kakrakra. Lawyer, we am mranim ni adenti na ususu se Office of the Special Prosecutor wenya interest bi ewo Sir John na japade ene ne weli hu. Lawyer.
Uni ama menchia ona menchie otiefo no ahwefo nyina Special Prosecutor adenti no wenya interest was Sir John na japade ene ne weli no. Simple. Ono asue no the main and also the principal objective of the office is to prevent and stop corruption. And out here, the vetting now was a very expensive business. Last year, he's almost a year now in office, and I don't know, maybe he feels that he can do it now. But in terms of the mandate here about corruption-related businesses on our enterprise. In terms of our statistics, let's say there is always a smelly fish or something there, and what's your interest? Because we have money in our crampos always the principal reason, if not the main reason, it will be as I say, Atibota Forest. And said, not the main reason here why I show interest in this case. And it is idea. Then, if he feels to say, sir, assets, no, you are for Paso and achieve in accordance with his mandate, you know. I think it's in order that he shows interest in that matter. I think this is my preliminary observation in why he's interested.
Okay, because me beside lawyer because a freezy account na ebi kwa na account I can want me ya ka say sika bia nimu lawyer.
But so we'll start investigation. Normally we through we net not very wide to see what you can catch. And you know the fact that there may not be any money in the account, you know, in itself doesn't mean saying it's worth it. You will be a friend trust but verify. And now in law we have something called fishing expedition. Sometimes you have to throw your net very wide. You have no idea what you're going to catch. And if I were in his position, that's what I would have done. Then I'll start eliminating the ones that are not suspected of criminal or criminality. And that's what I would have done. So freezy BBR. Now if you call one after the other, we property we time ben ebeye nedia. That time na position ben no hold. That time no a public officer. That time no a private citizen. There time we acquire no a private citizen no. A crime by no so now we eliminate it. Now you free now if you want to do time or be a public officer, we officer of the country, being a CEO of Forestry Commission.
Yes.
That's what you mean acquire a forest reserve. Clearly, you start from the premise and say there's a conflict of interest there. Will be a CEO of Forestry Commission, or forest reserve that. Very likely, almost 99.9% in Sabitunaka. So you start to investigate that line as well. And he may feel that the way he's going, it's in order.
Okay.
His mandate is to make sure that the wealth was not acquired unlawfully. And I don't think we can fault him at this stage.
Okay, but lawyer, but my education kakra say obi bobra otia say bobra lawyer ni beye politics kakra beye amadwuma so kakra na woye japade na wo frim na woye well na ade nyina cheche na japade nyina na wo frim mu a na say aban episode setting the well no aside no ye mu hwehwemu a what are the processes for eco school kakra lawyer?
Well, what the emphasis say, and yeah, bank no person setting aside that. When a family member, grab it my say, will we and you're correct. One, always my say, no, cry a year, and not two, or no, a year at the time, no any mental capacity to do their will. And the mental capacity that maybe and health are deteriorated, the sense not doing chronic that now. And now say, back whether he did the will, and also with back as we cry, and it's we more generally. But in you say John Craft, for example, we just said John signature, said John signature, different. With my raising issue, say they don't trust the will as being the last testamentary, last testament. Sorry, of the deceased. It's about that you have to take the matter to court. Now, where they all in terms of the state being an interested party.
Okay.
Now, state being an interested party, the state itself has to protect the state assets. And the OSP say we interest yes, over to my freezing man. And with freezing man, the matter will eventually have to go to court. What will happen is that normally it's also set aside that you sue the executives. So your instances be crowd. Maybe I even say opinion wow me no interview. Maybe emra acha uni hono. Utimi ye japade and also to be the name ja. O ma na say nkofo ope o masem. Uni ho a obi wetu aka say wo dan we die. Na nya wo dia. Na ye wo nana e dia. E na abedi ho. Enti ebusuan japade. Eji no sa no. Omo mpene so say wo de be ma because ebusuan japade no. Ye fa ma especially omo di nade no. Akanfo nom ne di nade. E na certain parts like nordness any nkanfo omo di ajade. Enti omo di ema aka ebusuan ho. But akanfo di ema onye ebusuani. Wo ye ba wo ye hoho. And it is a basse. Oh, yeah, well, now do a japade, ma, that's a japadiano, a be woman, a year a busian dear, and I be you are. And also, which we challenge you, no. What we do, all way executives near Omwa, Uber choose almost Uniwa, almost to Tony and Mawachino. Yet Omoko court, and your manu, Omwa, a property, who pet the property becomes trust property being held in the name of trustees. I don't know if I can in the trustees who happens to be the executives.
Yes. Now say almost share a japade no so dey ama ebusuafo no say ye ma say ye wofo asefo say ye nananom say na de nete.
About Osaka question bi o.
Now we got trustees and I me chemu say omo share say nipa di free mu a trustees ni no omo share japade no so Ediama and Mano say yeah, say yeah, say
but in terms of will, no, you're from executives.
Okay.
Executives.
Okay.
Executives. Omuna, they are more like the trustees. Okay, no. Omuna asset to go almost him. Opinions of Bachiche, I will be a yanadi. It's a basa. Omuna or domoko. It will say OSP, bet me. Omo me executives no ebeko court say japade we ya say don de share na you no enye say don dia e state dia and therefore we want the court to take this out before you can go and share as no ko check say japade no we nyane dia and no dey ba share will at the same thing say ebusuan de executives na court say sa dan we anasa sa akoko fam we enye de wawu ne dia it will watch him when ye na court to shame no who's ampa Sakoko family and I say for we. Then you will win it there. And so that kind of will.
Okay, lawyer Bato me bao. eti de way na say nkedi kan yen hwehwemu ni wie na court establish say oh asase e da Ramsey site was Springtex yi wa fa kwan paso na wodi nyae nti ya freeze se sie ya asem mo court ntimi make determination on the properties na ya freeze I mean OSPF freeze I don't know who is saying lawyer
ubusa question said the hin edi kan
yes
and I make sure mu say process no so person o tiasie ya we enfa OSP ntinchen na enye ne say individual person bi na ewo interest wo
okay
na enfa ne say John abusuani bi na aba because oh ta na sa si we enye say John dia ne wo fa de koku aye nyina edidi so na wono say John di na de na aba say John it is so John awu o ti fa manema
okay
answer na case na court was sue executives no say sa Japan ye wo wo ma court and granted probate no confirm say court be hu say sa Japan we enye say John dia
okay
the same situation, OSP or the government of Ghana, it was the executives in the court, but it was freezing the asset, because of a state, the state can do anything. So the American say,
yeah,
to freezing the asset now, no one sue almost say our court, and as the case is already in court, it was joining as an interested party,
okay,
on behalf of the state. Say no woman moka ho asema e ho aba no ye hu se sa Japan we kura no eye aban dia e no de akwese na we mu eti court nyi anu si nchen ana sika ye gu na account mu a ye ba abeche no sika no kura wa anfa kwan a eso fa so na nya court nyi anu si nchen na de beka no on so mo kwan no mo nkoche ta na ade ne be ye aduma so it OSP may play a role to say obi a o interest I don't know what to the mechanism.
Yeah, lawyer.
Without OS, Fancy Bushani Bina, I ain't happy with the wall. Over to the executives not to court. Say court need to party with Sinching. Because you were wounded. Is it OS because of the country, state, interest in assets now, Ababeda, Pefim.
Okay.
And to another Quaco say, court is 7. Sa Japan we die ye hwehwe mu no kire se enye ekwan a ana wa afa kwan paso ne nyaa enti mu nyimfiri ho ana se enye ne dia e ya pan dia eno da se ne we mu nti umma kwan me cha enye yi
okay
what you say
me bato Matthias enti eno sa okay but answer na ye beto aso no Ura Franklin Kujo adjoining via Zoom. He's the president for Imani Africa. We're joining via Zoom. But lawyer se eba ni sa me no ye de ajapade no ama me asase 4 acres da Achimota Forest Reserve ye se ye mfa ma CJ ye me na sam ko kire mu kire court kwan a me wo fa no efa so enya asase no ye me na sam ko kire mu lawyer
so you have no idea would oti baby no enya win for oti baby no dilotu would you ni hu say na you don't have a right at this stage So because you are only a beneficiary. Beneficiary, you don't really have any right in law until the property has been vested in you. Because this is a property now, I'm an about him as well your right. At this stage, the only people are almost say, almost appointed over some executives. So what I say, because what I will know, because me why, I mean, choose assume say, oh, me no mo to many man o sie me na eka bia beba no omutua obamde obakagina aka na ajapade we no we nko we ho ta o daze
yeah Matthias
etu omo ne yebesi wo mo etu omo na beti akoko wota akotete se ya se don asase we ko woto na me wo
na me okay
anase we no ajapade we kura na me yese minise na nimfa ho they no any dia nya creso obi yi omo na be wo say so almost make my friend as the force e bia na ba we kura no no susu ni hu bi
okay all right lawyer bato jina suma me na memma Owura Franklin Kujo Akwaba Franklin o te menka Akwaba
with you so at the same
nyame adom ye ho ye Franklin now interest OSP generate was Sir John ne well and the properties he's gone to the extent of freezing ne assets who is saying Is it in order, Franklin?
Well, I think, sir, the OSP is showing that he can be swift and decisive. I think we need to give him all the support that I say the man. Once OSP Nankasano, the whole idea is that issues regarding grant, corrupt related matters are the ones that he's supposed to be seized with, right? Akoya Sano, in the specific issue of Sir John's will, I think the matters have generated a lot of public interest, and to the extent that Nyamana Kano, especially with regards to the lands that are supposed to be in the forested reserve, he definitely would have an interest in it. What I'm not entirely sure is the whole idea. Everything else that Sir John has acquired must be subjected to some scrutiny. There may be some doubts, but I do not really want to believe that essentially everything Sir John has acquired was acquired under suspicion. So I probably would have wished that the OSP may have waited for the investigation that the government was had an independent inquiry into this matter, so that the whole assets that have been bequeathed would have been my personal wish. But be that is me, you can also fault the special prosecutor from trying to pry into the matters, really. But it makes it sound as though everything else that Mr. Sir John acquired definitely is under suspicion right now.
Okay,
and that can be quite worrying.
Okay, so quick one. Should it end there? And I'm more if you say A2, of course, you say your asset declaration and honum OSP no and twaso government appointees. I mean, on Shushenko for that padim. Na on to one among Sanya or yes, John D. And I is Franklin.
Oh, not quite. I think it should continue because of Shaq for first states report it shows that public officers typically do not declare their assets, and those who do not do it completely. So if it is in the light of that the special prosecutor is pursuing Sir John's assets, then somehow there could be some merit in it. It should look into it, but shouldn't that truly enforced? If the OSP is minded, then he's on the right path, really.
Okay, all right. My here on the issues of a national cathedral. I bet 25 million Ghana cedis has been pumped as seed money for the construction of Asoridai Kesi. Now, on the backdrop of that, a friend saying, Imani Formodi Abetuja describing the finance ministry. In fact, in Shishemwa said the finance ministry is reckless. The battle no much saying.
Report, this is not the first one. 16 to look at the reports of the Auditor General's findings from 2010 to 2014. In the second one, was from 2015 to 2020. And indeed, it's true that in both instances, both the first report and the second report, the finance ministry comes up top. And the main reason has been because the finance ministry supervises a lot of these agencies that have been audited. Auditor General infractions. So combining in Boma, it makes the finance ministry actually look like the most reckless. But the point is that, yes, it is true, sir, the finance ministry supervises related agencies. And the fact is that if the finance ministry now, ministry agency has gone into a contract that the finance ministry has to pay and indeed has to be liable for the infractions of those other agencies, then ultimately the finance ministry bears the responsibility. So much as we believe that, yes, the finance ministry acts as an MD.
Franklin, Mauchi Nimra, why? Mauchi Nimra, Franklin. Hello, Franklin.
The facts of finance ministry, or share agencies what na seen.
Franklin no said Franklin network no engineer so papa but the interest lawyer bacho otimenka
me too nka
okay lawyer me bisa Franklin question bi wakoye mranim ni ma me bisa o anamo a OSPF ase se Nnawotwe Yi ensi hwa ana so I mean one koso enhwehwe you know aban public sector workers aban adwumayefo na appointees na de won hwehwe wo mo niemam ana we etutwa ensi ha ya lawyer
oh minia me be say OSP krawache in terms of corruption related stories there kono wache say nka now no more than 8 months ni say kwa adwuma far more than this Venezuela in Kofobia could not court any other, but it's still not enough. Ghana hope corruption and corruption related matters. It shouldn't be hard for you to find. And you said, watch it. What means, yes, because John the all he has to do is to find out whether the state has an interest. And then the rest will be a matter for the court to take out.
Okay.
Mr. John there's not much work in Sir John's matter. Because it's easy. And one is to be subpoena all the records. The bank account, which was subpoena in a because well no a city bank account or in a and it's just a matter of subpoenaing all the records. To subpoena now I start take yes, take no. Now we eliminate the process of elimination. Did the office say any papa? Now they are to court say.
Okay.
Court say, yeah, in our investigation, this is what we found. Yeah, investigation. And please exclude these ones and allow the executives to go and grant them probity. And then they're straightforward. And then they're beginning time.
Okay.
They do not need OSP no time, Kasi.
Okay.
Within the shortest possible time, we'll be with the Juma.
Okay. Let me know about Fanusi, Wadarama.
Aha. Sir John Genie, OSP any time because we will watch matches here. So we are all other economic, corrupt related matters. You should be pursuing because that's why the matches defeated the whole purpose of setting up that office. There's a reason why the office was set up. And then I'm a deep smart and I'm a who yaw. We've been at office more than 2 years. No, I resign. What about you have a court? And you want no Ghana for as he didn't know you. The moment I obey after the job, you have a duty to the country. It doesn't matter who. Yes, our officer won't be there. Then don't accept the job. There's no point of working now for 2 years. When we are maritime. This OSP has been in office for more than 8 months. But here's what the court today. But it's still not enough. If this is what to be more than that. In answer to your question, no. But this one, so this one is not resign. But he has to continue to justify why he is in office.
Okay. Lawyer Kwame Adofo, my end was na fancy her. Lawyer Kwame Adofo na be joining via phone. But Franklin has also joining Zoom. Me say the network na feel atoto. Franklin na uguso a wo kasa and a line no basa. Of course, there's another question and maybe Sir Franklin. But what was mami? Franklin, no tell me. Hello, Franklin. Well, Mr. Franklin, we lost him until my man brought back to studio. Alex, Sir John and Samson, but
just 30 seconds.
Now, 30 seconds.
Me pese me nua pani tiase edikan. Enye National Cathedral and Ghana for here because as of 2016, there were 1,760 churches in Ghana. 1,760 churches in Ghana. Churches no could do Sunday and Saturday. Nyani na ema. Where are we? Say baby e be bom pa chi Nyankopon kwa de wo bebre. Ye wo bebre kokumlem na ye wo bebre. And there is no need safe de ba be see a certain national cathedral na Ghana for hu nyame. Ghana for nim nyame papa. Ghana ye nyame so man. You are where? O de no to nchen a. O site places bi a o ma ye bi o no o kire sika o mu nyane ade. Busase sa places in the Basilica ne countries or bobo ne miami or bobono. omo te say ye no mo si National Cathedral.
You te saying?
Omo abrabo te say ya ye new school papa. Ye new school papa CJ. Ye ni unim say ne there are even growing concerns say enkola na omo free SHS ne kon because of the numbers no as a result of free SHS no. We need to expand the tertiary infrastructure. Me sure so what?
Yes.
What you say? In the Ghana nyo maya ya so ye ho so. Why? The minimum of wage of Ghana. Can you compare that to minimum wage of US and London? Abrabo a London for ma ye mpanimfo ne amampanimfo kroma ho no mo kwagya yarehwe no. Minu CJ, can you compare Ghana to Omoana? Enti edu ba bia enya abotre.
Okay.
Edu ba bia enya abotre.
Progress. Now you say John in same. Besa we start mama.
Okay. Enti on say John asem no say lawyer Kwame Adofo kan sem bi amamani age. For na me nua Franklin nya adwene wo some of the submissions say more OSP abaso ne ade dabi mo na abaso Manase Azuri okofa asem we buy na OSP no ni wona owura je ni boati age ko yi sika ni nyina free in the bank accounts mo no asa na ordinary court no ni wo go and check the Anti-Money Laundering Act under section 56 Iyoko boss has the power under section 56 so suspect say account to be ebia activities be cause kra na say office say Frakadam Bioma, he has the power to order the freeze of that account.
Yeah.
OSP Nankasa wo, sa power na be the order freeze Sir John Ye. And he said, what now I am Shana, Ura Jenimbo Teji in the Sika because of Abia, said the Memajin Muyam, the Biancophobia involved. And they also say Sir John account, no, I'm sure. They also, lawyer Kwame Adofo pointed to the fact, say, way and so why. They make what you say. What's my way no enso wa because entimin konkoba say John Kwane was as watch motor forest. Who nua Kwame Nkrumah tikese de abetudwa so ohun krofo a omu kita indentures relative to watch motor forest in sase no. Memfa won say ye MPP say ye NDC. What is wrong is wrong. Say NDC ni wakwa kotobi afako. Eya aban oman japade ho asem ne ye den ye kan. Atimota forest na e wo ho sa no CG. Eye ndwuma bebrebe mayen unim say ne ye onkrofo bi a sebe yan wo mo a no mo ye asthmatic people but because of the pollution in Accra we dey car say wa Accra what you say ama gradually no oma be asthmatic ube wo ba be wi onya asthmatic wo mu a fe wo say wa start e show symptoms wo dey be connect dey na to asthma dru so and these are normal ebetimi ato obi a so I will not sit here and come and justify say
forest the answer so na boy
what you me metna me say we NDC ni na we greedy na wa pass so wa me ba betna ba be ka say me NDC communicate and I'm going to support this
unim NDC ni bia
sa na bi mo ka say both MPP NDC no na say em say asat eno akra ma tia me do so the crata bi beto abonten say oya we say MPP NDC fo nyina bi mo wo asase wa chimota forest so what did they make na matie honorable Inusa Fuseni on news file ono so kra ka say ono no the as far as he is concerned owu family no or allocate 118 acres eno no ma register or lands commission owu family no no mu kra ho indenture owura abugina pa me abeti ase say after the release of 118 ebi aba be ka ho meboa obeka wa asempa ebi aba be ka ho it has jumped from the 118 ama matie honorable Inusa Fuseni a wo kire say a lands commissioner boss at the time and at the blind side of the ministry. Anything I make my caveat say, I will not sit here and defend Obia acquire the connection. They make what you say, so Obia acquire connection at Jimusikania, Dodo, dinner, grassroots for your brew, Kruma, NDC, because John Mahama, any NDC, may assure the one we are pushing when it comes to the forest. And now, ye bapa wa to be biano, ye ba, ye magic. What land what said yes John the special prosecutor NH say or succeed now or jet properties now say John akwa watch motor forest woni nyina bia what wo bibia na was all the cool say John dia wo kura ya dia na say what wo bibia invalid they make what you say and even though I have some problem with Aban way posting my mention the me problem the EI no omode be declassify Achimota Forest now as a forest reserve. Dated 31st March 2022.
Yeah.
Sir John will not amaye who say even as far back as 2018 na ya chance as senafa. See the TNE.
Me too.
As far back as 2018 na ya chance as sena mama for kwekwe indenture wo so. Enti owura abugina po. Sakrata no de beto abonten as at 31st March this year no. it was only a post-facto rationalization of the theft. Kronuna no mabono. And Uncle Mubabe legalizing. Minim sa wati masia.
Me too.
Kronunu ana akosunin sasina ye wiano. And Uncle Mu rationalizing.
Are you saying that post-facto rationalization started under this MPP?
Apart from EI now, Ura Bujina Podi, but one EI be a say you declassify Achimota Forest as a forest reserve. Won't be. Have you cited any other EI apart from the?
No, that's said. No,
you see, President Kufuor, President Kufuor didn't say, or the whole Babe second central business district because of this circle and other places in why you choke. I materialize and I materialize. I'm also meboa.
Me too.
Under John Mahama, ye to an amosi per se the way eco-tourism center. And you see, eco-tourism center na ne per se the way no. And yes, ye be bunyano. Eco-tourism center, ye munyano. Because ye de be as a tourist attraction center. They make what you say. And are you aware say Achimota Forest na wo no. Ye was species of nyebia as we speak apart from home finding no baby.
Yeah.
And nothing ye preserving. They make what you say. The ecotourism center idea was not to cut down the trees. What you say, na idea abesisi adan ne aban so dia ba bibia. And no so no mamu ekopem say free aban mu. Aban we I know they buy ya o ka say o declassify Achimota Forest as a forest reserve no. O kire de o de be. CJ go through the EI. Aban ne kire de o de be. Say o yi the status of forest reserve no free Achimota Forest so.
No, they be.
Or they be den. Den na no they be. Say nya me no na chi wo mo a. Ye hu de da. Anka fi say John will we anka be ba bonten. Enya me ne wo ene ye vigilant ene ye chi wo mo ntina me ka kire say John me will na me hu say asase ne ne awia dada. 2018 na say John kire say wo asase wo. 2018. Enti ena me mama ka say so for so kra na onya ajapade wa Achimota Forest without EI we na lifted the forest reserve status of the forest. Untimi nko. Ukra indenture kra untimi nko. And uti na make sure say sa EI na buy 31st March 2022 no was a post-factor rationalization of the theft na akoso no.
In that sense, say obi ye NDC ni kra na or asase ni bia. This EI abeto say the same way in the background untimi
there be EI no mum lifted the status of forest reserve. And think EI we dey na ye say abiem wa asase bia wo ho no betimi
akoso na akwa
yes ubetimi the bulldozer wura mabubu nua na akosi udai enu ti na ye ka so wura abugina pon ka no kre what be lifting the status of the forest reserve na that Achimota Forest no so there na usiki so be achieve enye dede ne ye ya oba odi statement bi ba bonti say mo obi am panike no mo mprim obi ento asase wo
okay
and you see me ba messy form you see aban wey ebi bia na asase ajapa ya omo be ensase mu agude no mpeso mu wia radio no be bia asase radio we no be ya see je wo de yesere so we no be ya asase we no be ya say ensase sam ye bia asase you see see je me ba unim say don I indicate what we nim say Ramsar site no ye nyina enim say wo so ya bo ho ban or 5 acres wo ne we nim page 5 wa kire ne go for asefo ne nuama Ramsar site wo o chen sase abra enim say eye protected wetlander ye di bom wado mani nua bia wa international
yeah UN is called
what you say ya san die eso say John me no ka say ne we na me ehun say or 5 acres wo so you see the TV
okay Alex
now listen from Krano
si from mama
on the ekoso wo Accra Psychiatric Hospital so on the ekoso wo
Bato
on the me busa o keke
be bato
ba me busa o keke ba me nim say
Alex
no but see ya mama nyesa you see what would the ekoso ensase wi enu no lawyer Kwame Adofo say
there's a topic for discussion
but me kase o say bebre wo wa lawyer Kwame Adofo kan e nkan topic no but o expanding
me that Alex
so Alex
Asafueji
owura kenofura tayire na ebo chairman
remember on the issue of say
yo minya bema ever say Sir John ne will na buy out no
yes
abai the position paper by Emma Minister for Lands and Natural Resources ɛhyɛ Ghana for nyabo sɛ ɔbɛbɔ mɔden no ahwehwɛ komodie ni bi wɔ no ma esan sɛ Adom TV you are very discerning listeners see ɛbɔ mɔden no ɛkyerɛkyerɛ ne bi ase ebi ana daakye nkola bi ɛde akɔ exams na yakasa ne yankyerɛkyerɛ mu yɛ ɔmo ante ase yie first statement ɛbaayɛ no from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources on the 17th of May a press conference no na oma ye nya yete ase bia na mekra na menim ma yete ase say from 1876 the then Gold Coast eko ebusuafo bi ho na omo se omo person mo je asase bi omo person de forest reserve from 1876 and by 1921 signed by 1927 ebaya babedu at least during the Fourth Republic. Now, every now and then, no more pay compensation. Now, it's as a president and another Kufuado. A drink Ghana for whom, a sign drink Ghana Dutch hunting. Yambo Modena yen fakrata bin to. I near the bayano 144 and 154. Now, yen making sure say the ecological interest of the Achimota forest is protected. Now, as a result of that, the peripheral environment of the Achimota forest ebusuafo ye dey more mbeton e dey development no omo gusu dey development menya be man as at 1876 the then Gold Coast now Ghana's population was not 30.8 million. Ghana's population at that time was about 6 million people. Into the population growth of Ghana from 1876, which is the 19th century, to 2022, which is the 21st century, almost 200 years span. See, you did 200 years span on common one. You never made it. And see, a 2 year bunny this sound common Emma Ghana for 8 years. It's as your descending listeners are on muti. From the 17th of May, our press conference, Honorable Abujina Poye. Then on the 24th, and I who says John Will about. To be fair, I think say senior lawyer in the church sanity. Me a last born of 7 children. Na me nana me mame papa no omo e dan bi wa wudo me. Nti me mame no mu nuanom no omo ye 8. That me mame entumi wu na on wele sa ebusia dan no so the mame. Me cry me last born of 7 children. It's not going to happen. Nti me mame nua bi o ti ase beba be ka say dan no so mame ka cho say ne dia de oboa. Nti as a country and as a state, every now and then, you say let's allow state institutions to work. The Honorable Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, the Honorable Abujinapo, had a krata babeto on the 24th of May, or the 2 letters in the that day, no, 2 press releases. First one, no sign can say, ye protecting Achimota Forest, and the Achimota Forest is not going to be sold. Sign the 2. Sign can say, well, now, Sir John Ayano, some part of Achimota Forest woman, or be making sure say a buying association mu ye pa.
Is it not because as somebody told you if you say who did in ma or the sakrata no in fact the second one or the beka.
Me nua be ma unim amemo na ye no governance na involvement no ye ne nipa na sa amai
Okay.
Inti so ka say Ghana for ye de inti na ye de imuaye ba ya eno na ye inappropriate. Esan se me nua be ma every now and then aban bia o ya accountable no se ne mind for ebisan sema se so mo de in muba. Inti in the right direction he said the minister responsible for lands and natural resources. Ebeba edin mu aba beto Ghana for enim. And that is what he sought to do in a 10-page document the buy say the Achimota forest matters and issues arising. And also so can so be making sure say Sir John will no opa me kan atrema we so for I mean kind just a part of it like the last 2 paragraphs. And wabia also the Ministry of Lands and Resources, the ministry is committed to inquire into the allegations relating to the acquisition of parcels of land at Achimota Forest and the Sakumono Ramsia site by the late former Chief Executive Officer of the Forestry Commission, Kojo Owusu-Efriye. Or say preliminary inquiries revealed that the alleged will is in question is a subject matter of litigation and contention in the court. Or say further checks at the lands ministry on. Or say, that said, given the totality of the circumstances of the said allegation, I, that is Honorable Abu Jinapo, or say I, TNU, or say I, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, have directed the Lands Forestry Commission to deem any ownership of lands, both in the Achimota Forest and the Ramshire Sakumono site, by the late Kojo Owusu-Efriye as void, and are to take the appropriate actions accordingly.
Okay.
I think, sir, to be fair, these are very important things. Also, can say, for the avoidance of doubt, the bequeathing of the aforementioned lands, if established, will not pass any interest or title to the named beneficiaries in the alleged will. These lands, the subject matter of the alleged will, shall remain the public lands.
The date for this release, 20...
Is the 24th.
24th.
Yes.
Before that, now 22nd of March, no. Now EI number, right?
The EI now, I mean, say your first press conference on the 17th.
17th, yes.
Just to be able to bring the clarity of the issues.
And watching them release.
Yes, and watching them release way by. In America, say, for me, it is a step in the right direction. Yeah, this is a buyer or accountable. This is a buyer or person making sure say Ghana for everything you must see. And yet, do bad. And yet, democracy, open democracy, I find the messy. The office of the special prosecutor, in the right scheme of things, has joined himself to the case. And it is right for the office of the special prosecutor to want to further be involved in the investigation of this issue. I don't think that it should be wrongfully placed. Obi Newu no aye na will, and the wager ama beneficiaries. Abai has an interest in it. Abai is going through the processes. Let's allow that processes to go through, and when it is established, in fact, that these lands are public lands, I can assure you that under the leadership of President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, these lands will not go to the beneficiaries. It will continue to remain the public lands for the good people of this country. Sorry. Ebe tuaso aye as in Sasia e wohoma Ghana mine. Enya dia ye de be kwa komo obi fufuro. Nti me maye ntwe nkomo no enko ba bia emfa enimdie ne intrasie ye emba Ghana mine. That is the issue na say de to no succinctly. Emo bia atiase.
No, but my question would be, say, I didn't be seen there. Yemfa sa we no end to ho. Say ubi awasa se wo Achimota Forest Reserve and Achimota Forest Hobiano. The abandoned status. So I mean, we've been expecting that. You be biasa. Say don't the no kwa nam sababeto genti. Ministry ne de krataba. Say, I mean, and a bit my biasa. But there are people, individuals, who have properties and parcels of land. They watch Achimota Forest.
Many of them only didn't buy into wing san.
I didn't.
Didn't buy into wing san say the peripheral part of Achimota Forest. No, it's the Owu family for no. Their mom. So to say, Owu family for no. They own in Sasini be omodia. Or private citizens.
And your peripheral common EDU. Oh, forest.
No. Forest. Meaning my hair with the statements in here. Do two You see, the Achimota Forest is not sold. Tiasio. You see, from 1876. Meaning the then Gold Coast. Echo Jane Sasibi Fie Bushafobia from Owu family. You can see the Baba Achimota Forest. Emunu development na ekoso ye DBC Achimota School. Also in the same environment of the Achimota Forest, so know it in the name. Minabema ye DBC esi game park. Also in the same Achimota Forest enclave. Minabema ye DBC SUC Forestry Commission. Also in the same environment of the Achimota Forest enclave. Yes, sign the bill so George Walker Bush Highway all the way from Tetekwashi to Malam and Amakate Hill Junction. All of that, in the same environment of the Achimota Forest as the name it is. What we are saying is that the Achimota Forest now you demarcate see a ecological unit in the country. No, it is not touched. But other parts of that environment, I belonging to the Owu family as a private people, who kwenya some beton. But a dini there, I to say senya, who's a go for the BS go for affidavit, some. Edino is known as that. Even George Walker Bush Highway is known as the Achimota Forest. But in the NC Honum in the George Walker Bush Highway, it's say ye edisi kwine. Asa kwine no NDC for nam so. PPP for nam so. PNC for nam so. Now then I make us all my make us.
No, land man.
Makana, wakasa 55 minutes.
Hey, na show ni na media.
Wakasa 55 minutes.
Okay,
So, let my NTS it's the Achimota Forest now, ye nima, ye dia honum, on the 10th of June. The minister responsible for natural resources on Wankasa, every dia on Wankasa ni first tree, 20 million seedlings a year diano, obedia in the Achimota Forest. No, that Achimota Forest, egusu honum magana mine, wumba, ever to Achimota Forest. No, menso memba, maybe woman ever to Achimota Forest. No. So let's put it in that environment kakra na yentias ye na yenya inkomodie no yendi komono na yehu say there's objectivity na yemfa nye party semni nyenya ya memo na yebu magana for atin ne mani ase in the right scheme of things me nua be ma me dey tuawe ye no say ye foa OSP so na ye sanfai to me any krata edi minister responsible for lands and natural resources echi na ye say our investigations near ye nya no ye de bebe ye na ye de ni nya so aba betudwa amagana fo ehu insemfra ye nya efimu.
Okay, but that's it. A few of your comments on Facebook now for Alex Membra or Evans Hojuade or say good morning, God bless you for the good work you are doing. I'm Evangelist Evans watching you live from Tema. And I want to say good morning. I pray that Ghanaians will open their eyes and see where this current government is leading our nation. God help us. MPP is a disappointment. And I will say, Joseph texted said, Asafoje is just too much. Council, I salute you. And we so Efri, Mami, Esi, Nyakwa. I say, fantastic delivery from Palgrave. And I'm really enjoying the conversation. Good morning to you, CJ, and your team. Keep your comments coming. Facebook, na fiyanjibre. Yankin Farmer. Council.
Executive instrument, they cram EI 144. Meanwhile, I say, Yenton, Achimota Forest, baby. Na the yaton no the N1 ene ho nkronebo no abobo DC school no ne ade see unya butre ono ande say ebia na obi besua de akotre exams nti se de be ya manfo be tiase na obi nkotre exams in failing nti no paragraph 1 what do you see here? Cessation of forest reserve. The land specified in the schedule
where 144
yes.
Okay.
The land specified in the schedule to this instrument shall cease to be a forest reserve on the first day of May 2022. Schedule no talks about the 361 acres of land at Achimota Forest wa ye the ura schedule nim. And what it is telling you say you are lifting the forest reserve status of 361 acres of land at Achimota Forest nim. And the day na yenton ye or lifted the year then. See or lifted at the year then. Sa instrument here issue say 361 acres of land no. Ya lifted the status of forest reserve no.
Okay, but for education purposes, okay. Say all lifted the land use to me I was all lifted through her. Say what on
Nyabo trenti me ba ho.
Good.
Edi kan me pese me establish say 361 acres of land. If you now from per this instrument in say any forest reserve bill. Enti the any forest reserve bill no tell say enua no e wo ho no so obi ekita title to e ho ba bia what thought say the ewu say John William a obetimi abo awuram eno ye one. Say own family no de na oje 118 na o register your okura won indenture no what obi de ama wo see that now you can go in and develop.
That is your understanding of the classification.
Meba. Yeah, no forest reserve. The actual say aban and the to me was
yes.
Me no want to say under President Kufuor, lawyer Kwame Jan was part of the committee. Our Wakasa or Joy. I say omo allocate 193 acres and a dema old family no. Yeah, ba engage old family no. Near so ba 118. 118 no, the minister in charge then I can't Joy baby I say 118 or mako register or lands commission. Ekura hu indenture o mukura hu title. CJT ni and he said na me near suggest say possible say bia old family need any be no omaton. What I say? Now, the year by 361 acres of land that watch motor forest one. A free left chrono and your forest reserve view, which includes the 118 according own family no.
Okay, it means there was a difference, right?
Yes.
From hold on. For purpose of education, there was a difference of how many acres?
Over 241 or 243.
I know no more there then.
Men are ubusame.
No, I mean,
I know Abujina upon also ubusano. Men are ubusame. It is a
you did the renegotiation with the old family.
And I make us say from 100 and according to like Kwame Jano, from the 193 as agreed under President Kufuor in 2008. Because of the Emma old family. Yeah, we renegotiated with the family and brought it down to 118. The minister then, Honorable Yunus Afuseni, I can say 118 now, yeah, agree, you know. The family of Owufono registered that at the Lands Commission and they have title to the 118.
Okay. So there was a difference of 65 acres.
I know they are not assigned part of the forest reserve.
Okay. Koka forest and all.
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Nyabotre on the President Kufuor 193. The agreement of Morechi was contained in the memorandum of understanding.
Okay.
And we need force be like a binding document be or set to a bind so say the MOU no everything for so say farmer. So when we came and we read the MOU, we said no 193 in the dozen because he had a memo on compassionate grounds. Mind you, between 1921 and 1927, no, near compensate to more of 4,000 British pounds. What you are saying?
Okay.
Abai is not under any obligation.
Alex, me ba. Mami ntwa me hombra sisia. Na me ba wa we to aso mama. Ma ye ntwa hombra ye ba na wo twi dwumadie. Ye beto aso stay with us meaning the chief Jerry Force ne ye ba sisia. Okay, iti yama kwa ba bi osafe no joining Adom TV so we are also live on Asempa 94.7 FM and also live on Facebook and then MPP Central Regional Elections, you know, Koso Executive Elections, Koso Ewo Dunkwa, Isaac K. Nomenyo Ewo Hwa, Mamen Shesa Waba, Kamimboshi, na Menko Isaac K. Nomenyo ho, na Menko Bisa se abato no Ashase Anema Kosen Ewo Dunkwa. Isaac, what menka? Isaac K. Nomenyo. Okay, to say Yabekaya last week, if you had a member in the question, and MPP Amayuko no National Delegates Conference, our conference anymore, and Omujina so at the Regional Delegates Conference, Mamen Kanesamum, Omujina so at the regional executives, one more at me a regions, no, Enina, Amanekoka, Central Region, say, na injunction be a war honum, but Enra Ometimi, a Yinina, dear free ho, eti Mame and call Isaac K. Nomenyo. Na menkwohwe se dunkwa etisen Isaac Wotemenka Isaac K. Nomenyo Wotemenka well Mr. Isaac I want to Isaac okay Isaac here dey te wonka wa ha enti boy amane e hot sen
sije no kase dia adadi ewo aha den eye dunkwa no ofe aha eye dunkwa nursing and midwifery training center aha ana jumedie no koso ewa ha na aha mejira sese no eye hola empenifo neto eye abano na ba bedru aha anu se ya ya sese nkonya nyina ewa ha konso bisa hodo ni nyina ba bia obi abetena wamo asise baby am na se bejafo ebetena wamo asise na MMDC for so baby am betena so wamo asise the show me so commission council we say electoral commission for the ballot boxes na ababesia na tokro no so yetemu ato abano so wamo ajabe gwanemu wamo enya ensise ewo aha enumu ese wamo enya ensise na wamo ewa ha na we say empanifo ahodo a wamo abahani nyina no so no wamo atini aba abegua ehwedidia openi kwantra wono na ye osofo wo se akwanten force betre road minister wono prayer and the central na chairman elected chairman ɔpanin no ɛwɔ ha mpanyinfoɔ ministers ni bi nso ɛwɔ ha wɔn MMDC ɛne MPC binom nso a wɔn ha no nso wɔn bebree aba abegu a wɔn ɛhyɛ ma biribi nso ɛkɔ yie na wɔn bɛduru a adeɛ baako a wohu anyina ɛne sɛ ɛyɛ akuokuo ɛna mpanyinfoɔ no gyinagyina na wɔn ɛhyɛ ɛyɛ biribi ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ha na deɛ tie enie a biribi ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ha na me pese emre mbese de bebre no si de ba ye ni ka eni nkomo kakra e wa ha ansana ya toa eye gbobotwetwe no so openi kwatrefo a won na ye director of operation e de ma central region MPP amayokuo no e wa menten e wa ha ye ne openi no eni nkomo na ye misa de se na kasara bato no ndi se ka aka hwe di e wo ye abapuri. Okay, you share say we regional conference, you know, regional Robert Kitchen Jr. Una munimse on regional tema. No best conference. We do have your fair conference within the next few minutes. Now fair conference na nenu mo sema tuja. The tuja na we are done commission na ya the election so the conference no in the moon election no ntisana nshane
okay enti Isaac no menyo and odeni ekoso ewo dunkwa e de brand stay with us from to break kase no mu ya de ne ekoso hobia no any update say ashase say enshase delegate no bedru ya de na ya de bebra right here on your election headquarters na also so wetimi ehunu ne koso ebacho ebrani nyina akọ 1 minute is na fe yeah sorry ebacho yeah ebrani nyina
na de oni mani
wakasa bi pa
enti de American say as ensase no a 365 acres I could do 361 acres no ya de Ghana for ye nimba bi a from 118 akwa could do say NDC ni bi fa ba bi di bi beka ho say under this regime obi so afa ba bi di bi abeka ho ya de o minor sase ye we interest ye launch a full scale investigation
bipartisan
yes na ye hu obi e bi akwa kodi no ho
MPP
na what we should name and shame them and take back our lands and here one you see Aban way and they was say wa declassify about 361 acres of the Achimota forest now was say forest reserve is embarking on a green Ghana project nansi out here na almost must spend 12 million Ghana cedis ah ye di dia enu afoforo almost say ba be another one and also will come with another budget the interesting they say e bia menu na adwen ma so hwe then no mutimi kan nantwie no we ye modern Ghana and this is dated 11th March 2022 2000 cattle consumes green Ghana trees in Bono then no kan nantwie no say nantwie ma akwa
Alex Asafoye
enua ya akodua ne nansen a akwa spend 12 million Ghana cedis no omare na unim MPP for him bibia 12 okay say planting for food and jobs to buy $12 million worth of
Alex Asafoye
fertilizer and no one dey so mawia
mamemra ho na in about 2 minutes
yeah omo no
MPP
I want one petition was it bullion one na ambassador was it bullion one by
so say
almost 3 hours.
We have 2 minutes, but we have 2 minutes.
Sorry. Yes, MPP, national elections, regional elections, you show leadership. Your bombardier, your constituency, your polling station, regional, 15, and then your last one for central region. Now, send you near Kosunia about 82% retainment of your regional chairpersons, you know. Yebomunya abaso asaka chom say and there abato na because no mbomodin na omomasum dimbra na album na obia din wo mu no monkonkoto aba na yebesa
retainment of executives no na questions bebe what it goes to show moving into the presidential primaries near there but any
experience people
Asafoye o ma me kasa ohre wakasa be 3 hours e ba program
minya bema enti yebe kasa omonkoso no omon
all right me did the chief Jerry Force my menda mabeja for me ni as na menda production team ase and benefo be kan ho lawyer Kwame Adoma Adofo and afi Ura Franklin Kujo menda production team so as lawyer Edase Progress. Thank you very much for coming. Nyame Adoma Nnawotwe Yi ye wo dasene ma free. The price for greatness is responsibility. Good morning.